Atlanta versus Philly. Game one of the semis in the Eastern Conference. What stood out to me in that game was tempo, and pace of play. Now, what do we mean by tempo and pace of play? Usually when a team has players, as a coach, you want to adapt your game style, your style of play to that benefits how your best players play. We're looking at a team like Atlanta. What's really interesting with Atlanta is that they have smaller bodies. So they have guys who are able to cut, make decisions on the move, attack the basket, put pressure on the rim, kick outs, and all those different things. When you're looking at Philly, you're looking at bigger bodies, right? So you're looking at a dominant big in Joel Embiid who's able to beat players back to the basket, is able to dominate the low post. And you're also looking at a player like Ben Simmons over here, who's a bigger guard, who likes to post up, who likes going to the basket. With that being said, what really stands out is you have to determine what the pace of play is going to be based on how you run your offense. Atlanta understands that they will not be able to go and bang. Atlanta understands that they will not be able to go down and bang with players, with post-ups down low. So what Atlanta decides to do is they're moving their bodies. Bodies are in motion. They're moving the ball side to side, and right from the jump, they're able to set the tempo with how they're going to play this game. Now you're probably wondering, well, they have bigger, stronger players. It shouldn't matter. Well, if you have a body that is moving, the stationary strength of a player does not play a factor. With that being said, so if you have a train if you have a train that is not moving, you have a higher chance of stopping it than letting the train pick up speed and then getting in front of it and wanting it to stop, right? So with the way that Atlanta is playing, Atlanta decided that, you know what we're going to do? We're going to get our cuts. We're going to be moving. It's going so fast, but there's always 0.5. They make a quick decision with the basketball. You're moving the ball around, get the ball into the paint. So this is an important one right here. We get the ball up the court. We're using this screen. We're rolling. Trae Young has to make decision, right? So the ball goes from being above the free throw line to below the free throw line to the middle, where defense all collapses, and that forces those big bodies to have to collapse on the defense and have to kick out. But Atlanta has the foot speed on the perimeter. Now, even after free throws, we are still running. So Joel Embiid makes a free throw. It doesn't matter. We stay aggressive, which should not happen. They're able to get a layup at the rim. So we're running. Atlanta decided, you know what we're going to do? We're going to run on makes and misses. Here, Steph Curry makes a shot, and then Trae Young brings the ball back up. We're putting pressure. Trae Young gets this spot to a little floater. And you're probably wondering, hey, Coach O, Philly is still in the game with this. Yes, but Philly's best player is big number 21 over here. If we have to adapt his game, make him adapt his game to what we are doing. See here, Joel Embiid is playing outside the three, right? If we could get Joel Embiid to play outside the three and not dominate us in the low block, we give ourselves a chance. Here's Trae, being Trae Young. He's going to find the kick out. We got John Collins. He's going to make a three. Right? So like I had mentioned before, Joel Embiid is on the low block, but Joel Embiid is not getting any post-ups. Now, when he does get a post-up, we're showing bodies. We're showing bodies. We have our arms. Joel Embiid has to see multiple bodies because he's able to make a play. When he does get the ball, we're playing big, but you also have to understand that now there's 7 seconds on the shot clock. So now Joel Embiid is not catching the ball in the low post. with a lot of time to be able to back down, make a move going to the basket, and get all of our players in foul trouble. So now what Joel Embiid has to do on this is Joel Embiid is now in a situation where he's forcing up jump shots. And if we're Atlanta, we'll live with that. All right, so we're looking at it again. Misses a shot. Atlanta, we're off and running. Transition. Ball's over here. Ball's get back Solomon Hill. Trae Young's going to be aggressive with that. Up. Get a kick out going to the corner. We don't make the shot. But again, pace of play is favoring. Here's another situation. Off of a free throw. Joel Embiid is going to make that free throw. And like I said, make or miss, we're still putting pressure on the other team. So Trae Young is understanding that we're getting the ball up. Here we're paying attention. 17 seconds, 16. We're shooting this super early in the shot clock. 14 seconds, the shot's up, right? And slowly you're able to see the separation. Because now we're forcing up shot. We're forcing Philadelphia to make turnovers. Because now Philadelphia is playing fast. Here's another one. Trae being Trae. Bring the ball up. Get to the basket. Within. Now I really want us to pay attention to the shot clock on this one. 20 seconds. Trae's going to reject this ball screen. Get to the basket and gets a layup. With 16 seconds left on the clock. So we are imposing our will on Philadelphia and forcing them to play a style of play that they are not accustomed to or that they don't necessarily want to be able to play. We're blowing up handoffs. I'm letting the clips go. We're blowing off these handoffs. Hesitate. We're making them uncomfortable. They make the shot, yes. Seth Curry makes the shot, but again, here comes Trae Young. Bring the ball down the court. Stop, pop, and this is just Trae Young being Trae Young. Now, where this game got interesting, if you got the opportunity to see the end of that game, is Philadelphia is now in desperation mode. 12, down 12, with 3 minutes left. What Philadelphia decided to do is, instead of letting them decide what offense they're going to run, we're going to put pressure on them and force them to make decisions. So we're looking over here. We got a little full court defense. Remember, Atlanta was willingly shooting with the 16s, but now what Atlanta's doing, Atlanta is playing Philadelphia's game. So now the mindset has shifted from Atlanta. Because now Atlanta, instead of playing their game, Atlanta is deciding, let's not lose this game. We're up. So now you'll notice that how Atlanta is playing this game, way different, not as dynamic as they were playing with the beginning. The shots that they are getting are not as clean as they were at the beginning of the game. I'm going to let this run just for you guys to be able to see. Philadelphia is getting the hustle plays. And what I really want you to pay attention is how Atlanta, the way tempo that Atlanta, we're running down the shot clock, forcing double teams, and we are not playing the style of play that gave us this 12-point lead in the beginning. So now this is a contested mid-range. Miss. Shots are not as clean. We foul. Seth Curry's going to go to the other side. Seth Curry's going to shoot 2 free throws. Now here, we're putting pressure on the ball. Rushing. There we go. Trae Young gets a little turnover. And Philadelphia, automatically now, Philadelphia has established their own tempo. Being in desperation mode. Being down 10. They're putting pressure up. They're pressuring up now. The shots are not as comfortable for these guys. So now we're running up. We're running. Seth Curry has the ball. A little step back going to the corner. That's splash. Right? So now it's a 7-point game. Turnover coming. Trap comes right here. Calls a timeout. And now Atlanta has used their last timeout in the game. So Trey's going to get the ball, and I want you to pay attention. Different Atlanta team. Their style of play is way different. It's the ball. And it does help that their team is built around floor spacers around Trae Young. But it could also be a problem at the end of games where Trae Young is the only guy who's able to have the ball and make decisions, and the other guys are just spot-up guys who are not used to seeing double teams. Another layup. And our final clip, 5-point game. It's always nice when you see this happening in the NBA. 5-second violation. So, tempo and pace of play. As coaches, are we putting our players in the best situation for them to have success? Are we establishing a game style that is going to benefit them? Are we letting the other team dictate how are we going to play? That's the question that we have to be asking ourselves. But Atlanta ended up coming out with the win. It was a very interesting final 4 minutes of this game. So that's what I took from this game. Tempo and pace of play.